Okay, so what's the subtext for the debate tonight? What is the not even the subtext? I mean, what is the spin? The pre-debate spin. The pre-debate spin for the debate tonight is: don't expect too much from Biden. He's always been an idiot. Well, that's what it is. We got a montage. Joe just needs to be Joe. Well, what's Joe? Joe's an idiot. Okay, they're really trying to tamp down the expectations of Biden in this debate tonight. He's got the unenviable task of trying to defend Obama's record and his record, which Obama couldn't do. So everybody revved up to watch this thing tonight. This is going to get a big audience, too. You know, the first debate, 65, 70 million people. That's who did I hear? Somebody, I think it was one of the guys. By the way, hi, Rush Limbaugh. You know that, EIB network. You know that. Phone number 800-282-2882. You know that, even though it doesn't matter. One of these guys that does from California, that projects the election based on the economy. They haven't been wrong since 1980. One of these guys says, look, the thing to take away from the first debate is the size of the audience that tuned in. He says 70 million people tuning in means that there are a whole lot of people out there who really are paying attention here and want to change their vote. Not so much want to change their vote, but are open to changing their vote. That 70 million is the greatest indication of dissatisfaction with status quo. That if a small number of people tuned in, no big deal. Why watch this debate? I'm not changing my mind. But 70 million watching means that there are a lot of people not happy at current circumstance. I thought it was an interesting point of view. Anyway, we're great to be with you folks here. As always, the fastest week in media. I am El Rushbo, and we serve humanity here simply by showing up. Now, I've been talking to you, since when I first got earlier this week. Suffolk University polling says that they're going to stop polling in North Carolina, Florida, and Virginia. Obama can't win there. That was just a little blurb. It was just a little blurb earlier in the week. And now they've caught up with it at thehill.com. Suffolk University pollster David Paleologos, whose polls are aggregated into mainstream averages to show where the race stands in the swing states, says he's finished polling in Florida, North Carolina, Virginia. Obama has no shot of winning those states. Florida, North Carolina, Virginia. Can't win there. Before the debate, the Suffolk poll had Obama ahead 46-43 in Florida. Now they're pulling out. Obama can't win there. That was the head-to-head number. A poor place to be for a couple of reasons. Number one, his ballot test head-to-head number was below 47% before the debate. It's very, very difficult when you have the known quantity, the incumbent. You have to claw your way up to 50. If the incumbent's not at 50, it's over. Very, very poor place for him to be. So we're looking at this data not only in Florida, but in Virginia and North Carolina, and it's overwhelming. They're pulling out of there. Let's go to Karl Rove. Karl Rove was talking about this last night on the O'Reilly factor.
North Carolina, that state has been trending into the Romney camp for months. Even Real Clear Politics had, before the debate, a Romney lead of about 0.8%. There's only been one poll in North Carolina after the debate, and it had a Romney margin of 9. The Obama campaign is spending money in the state, but they've reduced the amount of their television buy by 40% from where it was in June.
We've put together a montage, big debate tonight, a little montage of Obama and other Democrats and their singular advice for Joe Biden tonight in his debate with Paul Ryan.
What's your message to Joe Biden about tomorrow night?
Well, I think Joe just needs to be Joe.
You're going to put you all back in chains.
Joe just needs to be Joe.
You got the first mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and nice-looking guy.
Joe just needs to be Joe.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
Joe just needs to be Joe.
My grandpop used to say, Joey, when the guy in Dunmore, the next town over, is out of work, it's an economic slowdown. When your brother-in-law is out of work, it's a recession. When you're out of work, it's a depression. It's a depression for millions and millions of Americans.
Joe just needs to be Joe.
This is deadly earnest. How they can justify raising taxes in the middle class that's been buried the last 4 years. How in Lord's name?
Joe just needs to be Joe.
Chuck Graham, state senator's here. Stand up, Chuck. Let him see you. Oh, God love you. What am I talking about? I tell you what, you're making everybody else stand up, though, pal. I tell you what, stand up for Chuck.
Joe just needs to be Joe.
Joe just needs to be Joe. That was Chuck Graham, state senator of Missouri, is in a wheelchair. Stand up, Chuck. Let him. Oh, God love you, Chuck. Oh, what the hell happened? What am I talking about? Joe just needs to be Joe. And I'm sure you can think of countless other examples that we could have plugged into our montage brief.